hello everyone. Good afternoon to all of you. Please confirm in the chat that I'm audible to you and the presentation is visible. Okay, thank you for responding. That confirms that you are all awake, right? Okay. So, today I'm going to take this lecture, right? So we will continue from where we had left in yesterday's session, right? So get yourself oriented that this is going to be a compiler construction lecture for this portion, right? And please think about what you have learned so far, right? You can look up into the drive folder where I believe that the PDF's copy has been shared with you. Right. So if you want, you can take 1 or 2 minutes, okay, to quickly open into another tab, right? The example which we had discussed yesterday and see if you have any questions. Because what we are going to do today is we will now be going further with global common sub-expression elimination. Okay, so it is very necessary, right, that whatever we have learned so far should be clear in our mind. Okay, though it is a different technique that we are going to learn today, right? But if something is pending from the previous session, okay, then you will not really enjoy what you are doing today, right? And as always, okay, take a notebook and a pen with you. If you do not have it, I'm giving you all 1 minute. Okay, just grab it from somewhere. Okay, and keep it ready so that you can calculate the values. Okay, actually that you will be expected to do in today's session. Okay, so in today's session, I will just describe the algorithm for you, right? And then I'll tell you that you are supposed to find out certain values, okay, which you will have to do it on paper, right? Or if you are comfortable, you can do it into notepad also, okay, if you can do it, right? So you'll have to do it hands on and then you have to tell me the answer, then we will go further with the next topic. Okay, this is how we are going to do today's session. Okay, so yesterday, what we had concluded that when on a basic block that we had taken as a sample, okay, we saw that the number of instructions and number of variables are increasing, but the operations are decreasing, and we had concluded that the optimization is actually improving the performance of a block of code will depend on the code as well as it will depend on the machine that is being executed upon. Okay, that is where we can say optimization is actually working or not. Okay, though we have applied the technique, okay, we have these two factors to keep in mind. Now, what we are going to do is we will take the scope of the flow graph. So you remember that the entire source code we had converted into the intermediate representation, that is we had taken it as three address code, right? We had three address code and we divided it into basic blocks and we formed the flow graph by deciding the predecessor and successor, right? This is what we did in the first lecture of this week. In second lecture, what we did was we learned that after these basic blocks and the flow graph is made, okay, we would like to go upon optim or doing the optimization transformation, okay, called common sub-expression elimination. And this common sub-expression elimination can be done, or rather it is done in two phases. The first phase will apply on the individual basic blocks and we will call it local common sub-expression elimination. After that is done, we will go for the global common sub-expression elimination, right? And it will take the scope of the flow graph, means the whole of it, right? Now, this will help us solve the data flow problem known as the available expression. So you are now all familiar with what is the concept of available expression. The expressions whose result is available with us, right? Given the condition that none of the operands are changing the value, okay, in between of its uh, second or further occurrences. Okay, that is how you will be using the available expressions to identify the common sub expressions. Okay, so those expressions which are available, they only can be taken into account for finding if they are common sub expressions. I hope this idea is very clear to all of you. Now, we are taking a formal definition of when we call an expression as an available expression for global CSE. Okay, CSE standing for Common Subexpression Elimination. Expression EXP is said to be available at the entry of a basic block if along every control flow path from the entry to the block to from entry block to this block, okay, there is an evaluation of this expression which is not subsequently killed by having one or more of its operands assigned a new value. Okay. Now, in this entire definition, what you see is there is one term that we are adding, that we are calling if an expression is getting killed. Okay. And then another term, okay, which we already know that an expression is available. Okay. So these two things will be very useful to us, okay, for the global common sub-expression elimination. Now let's see the technique. Now, to determine what expressions are available, we are going to use two sets. Okay. First set is eval, and it is used to denote the set of expressions evaluated in a block I that are still available at its exit. So, in a block of code, or the basic block that we have made, right? We are talking about that block. See, whenever we are telling block, we always are talking about the basic block. Now, in a particular block, okay, we will find these two sets. First set is eval. Eval is going to be those expressions which are evaluated in that block and that are still available at its exit. Okay. Second one is kill. Kill is a set of expressions that are killed in that block. Okay, so after that block is over, those expressions we will not call them to be available. So those are our kill. The kill set is that set of expressions. Okay, this is just a general idea. Now, how exactly we are supposed to compute these two sets? Okay, there are certain rules, okay, which we will keep in mind so that we are able to find that set. Okay, so now to compute eval, we will scan block I from beginning to end. Okay, so in a block there may be just one instruction or one code, line of code, or as we had seen in a previous example that there were originally, right, we were having 11 instructions, right? So it is possible that it may have as many instructions, okay, that forms the block. We will scan it from beginning to end. We will accumulate or we will collect the expressions evaluated in it. Okay, so you will always focus on the right hand side, right, and find out that what expressions are getting evaluated. Okay, next we will delete those whose operands are assigned new values in the block. Okay, so we have to also check the left hand side and see if any of the operands are assigned new value, then they are not available express. Okay, so that will not go into the eval. Any questions? Right, I think this idea is clear. This thing we will have to keep in mind when we design, or where when we find the set eval for each basic block for a given control flow graph. Okay. Now, this note is very important to be kept in mind, okay, because this is something typical that is going to happen sometimes, right? So, if suppose you have an assignment like A plus B assigned to A, okay, then what is happening? A plus B on the right hand side, okay, is also there on the left, right? So on the same variable, new value is getting stored. Okay, so then you are not supposed to consider it as an available expression. Okay, because the assignment happens after the expression is evaluated. Okay, so you have to skip all those assignments, okay, that involve something like this. Fine. So this matches with the thought of compute of eval. Okay, you can see it in the slide, right? Just read these statements once in your mind, right? And then we will move further with the next definition. Okay, so this is eval set. Fine. Now let's talk about the kill set. Okay, because these are the two sets we will have to find for every basic block. Fine. Kill is a set of all expressions. Okay, what we have to do for getting this set evaluated in other blocks, such that one or more of their operands are assigned to in block I. Okay, so we have to have the look at all the eval of other blocks. We have to look at eval, the previous set, this one, of the other block, and see if any of the operands, okay, are assigned in this current block whose skill set we are trying to find. Okay, if it is so, then that expression will be kept in skill set. Getting this? So to write this skill set, you have to have a look at all the available expression or eval expressions, okay, that we have. Okay, all that set you have to have a look at, or they are evaluated in that block and have an operand assigned to in that block itself. Okay, so in that same block, it is getting evaluated, right, and also the operand is assigned in that block itself, right? Then also you will put that expression into skill set. Following this, okay. So these are two things we have to bear in mind about the other block, okay, and the block itself, right? So all those expressions we will put into kill. Now our task initially, right, will be to find out this eval and kill for our program, right? So let's do that. We are taking this flow graph as an example, right, for your reference, right, as we had discussed in the last lecture that common sub-expression elimination I'm covering from the book by Stephen Muchnick, right. So in that book, this example has been given. It is a partially solved example, right, given as part of theory. So if you want to look at some more details, okay, if you feel that they are not covered in the class or you have any further doubts, you can just refer the book for it, right? All the details are there in the slides also, right? So even if you don't have the book, then also it will be okay. So this is the flow graph. Now see, what do you see in this flow graph? Entry exit blocks are there. Good. Now how many basic blocks are there? Numbering you can check very quickly. B1, B2, B3, B4, B5. Correct. And see all the blocks are having some incoming and outgoing arrows, right? So the edges are also well defined, right? So the flow can be known. Flow can be known. Correct. Now your task will be to find the eval set for the basic blocks. Okay. So in the slide, right, I hope it is visible to all of you, right? The font size is slightly small in this slide, but I think it should be visible, right? So you are supposed to find the set eval entry, eval B1, B2, B3, B4, B5, and eval exit. Okay. It is possible that some set may be an empty set. Okay, then you have to simply write 5. Usually that is what we give as an empty set notation. Okay, and rules which I discussed in the previous slide for computing eval, I have pasted it into this slide which you are able to see. So keep that in mind, find out this set and tell me. Okay. So there are 7 sets that you have to find. Okay, so at least 7 to 10 minutes, I think, for the first time you should all get. Okay, so please take that much time. If you have any questions, definitely you can ask. Okay, but take your time, do it on paper, and then we will discuss the answer. Right. You just have to follow this algorithm or other steps to compute eval of I. And see, in this subject or in any subject, okay, there are never silly questions. Okay, so when you are learning something for the first time, okay, it is okay to ask questions, right? Nobody is going to judge you, right? If you don't ask questions, okay, then it will always remain a question mark. Okay, so just go by the steps, right, and try to fill in those question marks that you see on the slide with the set by putting in appropriate elements. Okay, so we are not going to ruin the fun for those who are still doing it. Okay, I don't think it should really take that this long time. But if you are done with it, okay, do not type the answer into the chat right now. Okay, but simply just let me know whether you have done it or not. Okay, once you finish all these 7 sets, okay, just simply type done in the chat. Okay, so that I know how many students have finished. Very good. Okay, accuracy and speed is going to help you in this subject. Okay, so very good for doing it so fast in about 5 minutes. Excellent. Let's wait for some more students to finish. Okay, and then we will discuss the answers and how they come. Come on, students. I want some response from your side. Can't keep staring on my screen, waiting that you will type and then nobody does. Yes. 4 students so far. Okay, so let me tell you the answers, or rather, let me help you with the answers. And those of you who are doing in their notebooks or have already done it, please compare your answers. And wherever you feel that okay, there is some ambiguity, right? There is some issue, you just report or you let me know. Fine. So first, we are trying to find out the value, or rather, we are trying to find out the set for eval of entry. So in entry basic block, okay, we are not having any instructions. Okay, there is nothing to get, there is nothing to evaluate. Okay, there is no expression. So that set will be a empty set. It will be 5. Okay, so first is 5. Now we will talk about eval of B1. Right. So now look at the basic block B1. Okay, you see that there are 4 instructions, right? And there are how many evaluations? There are 3. Okay, please see A plus B, then A into C, and then D into D. So our eval of B1 will have 3 elements: A plus B, A into C, and D into D. Okay, have you got it correct? Okay, good. Yes. Okay. So now let's go to the next basic block B2. We will find out what we will put into the set eval of B2. So what are we evaluating? We are evaluating A plus B, right? Then we are evaluating C into 2, and then there is C greater than D. But what is happening in C into 2? Okay, we are assigning to the same variable which we have used into our expression. So we will not put C into 2 into eval. Okay, eval of B2 will have only 2 elements, A plus B and C greater than D. Are you getting this? Okay, fine. So those of you who have done it, okay, they will be able to relate very well. Those of you who have not done it, okay, I hope you are getting how this answer is arrived. Okay, in the next slide, I will show you all the values, right? I'm showing you in this diagram itself that how it can be computed. Now we are going for the third basic block, eval of B3. There is only one A into C, so that we will put into the set. Same goes for eval of B4, only one element D into D. Okay. Now eval of B5, right? Again same scenario. I plus 1 is assigned to I. So we will not put I plus 1, right? But I greater than 10 will be part of our set. Correct. And finally, the exit set will be an empty set. It will be 5. So showing you all the answers, which I have put in the next slide. Okay. So this is the final answer that we have, right, for all the eval sets for the basic block. Any questions? Then you may ask. Okay, I think this is relatively simple. Only thing, one rule you have to remember that if that variable is getting modified in that particular expression, right, then you have to eliminate. Okay, you don't have to put it into eval. Okay, you will just not consider that. All good? Right? Now let us move further with the kill set. Okay, again I have put the rules on the slide itself, right? So you can just read the rule and find out all these 7 sets. Okay, and this is these 2 sets that we are set for every basic block that we are now computing. Okay, that will form the base to the algorithm that we are going to next learn. Okay, so algorithm we have not yet seen, we have just used what we will use inside the algorithm. That only we are still finding, right? So this is a very lengthy process, right? And that is why accuracy will be very important, because if you make some mistake, okay, in finding these sets, then further all steps will get incorrect. Okay, they will all be wrong. So now giving you all time to find the kill set. Okay, once they are ready, again type done in the chat. Fine. And then I will discuss how each set is having the value. Okay, one more thing that you should keep in mind regarding the kill set is that we are looking at the expressions that are evaluated. They need not be part of the eval set. Okay, you have to have a look at your flow graph as a whole. Okay, and then see that what are the expressions that are evaluated in other blocks. Okay, and that's what you have to see. Okay, so it is possible that you may have some element, okay, which is not there in any of the evals, but it is there in the kill set. Okay, so do not worry about that. That will be correct. Okay, it is possible that it may happen. Okay, so anybody has done kill of B1, kill B1 is done for anyone? See, for kill of entry, it will be 5. In B1, there are elements. Okay, that's the trickiest one because so it is not 5 rule. There are elements in it. Okay, that is why I am asking this question. Okay, see what you have to focus on. See, in the rules that I have pasted. Okay, I have highlighted that assigned to in block I. So first, look at your block and see what are the assignments made to which all variables, right? So it is made with C. There is an assignment to C, D, E, and I. Okay, so look for C, D, E, or I in the expressions, okay, in all the other blocks. See, that is what it is written, right? So reread this statement. Okay, this is what it means that evaluated in other blocks. Okay, those expressions which has got one or more operands which are assigned in that current block. So current block is B1. So C, D, E, I. Okay, if they are part of the expression in any other block, then that expression will be part of kill. C, D, E, and I. Okay, even E is getting assigned, right, in B1. So all four. If they are there, okay, as yeah, E is not there anywhere. So okay, but we have to look at the expression. So for example, let me give you one element. I think then it will be more clear, or you can get started, right? So see, first assignment is made to C, right? So let us look where C is there in an expression. So there is an expression in B2 where we are seeing a C, C into 2, right? Your for kill, you don't have to worry whether it is assigned back to the same variable or not. Okay, that we had to take care when we were writing the eval set. Okay, for kill, we have to only look at this rule that is pasted over here. Okay, that is the only thing you have to keep in mind. So C into 2 will be part of the kill set of B1. Getting this? Okay, fine. So first element I have helped you add into the set of kill B1 is C into 2. Now next what will go? C greater than D? Yes? Okay. Now are there any other what we say? Are there any other expression in any of the blocks that involves C? Yes, correct. A into C in B3. Very good, very good. So that also will go into kill of B1. Right. So far we have put 3 elements in the set. Okay. Which are having C in it. Now go for there are no further expression involving C. Okay. So now go for the next assignment. In B1, D is getting assigned. So look at the expression that involves D, right, in all the other blocks and put them into the set. So I think with that you are able to add 2 more elements, right? Yes, D into D coming from B4. I plus 1 will also go because I is also getting assigned. Yes, so I plus 1 will also go, right? Then anything else? Yes, correct, Jayesh. One was remaining that you have added. Henar, correct. I greater than 10. Correct, correct. So in total, how many elements have you put into the kill set of B1? Everybody, those of you who are calculating, okay, tell me. Total, how many elements have you put? Yes, 6 is correct. Okay, Jinal, if you have put 5, recheck your answer. Okay. Yes, Nirali has got 6. Let me see if all the values have been discussed in the chat or not. Okay, A into C, D into D, I plus 1. Yes, yes, yes. All of them are there. And 2 I discussed orally. Okay, so all of them are there. Fine. So I'm repeating the set. Okay, in the slide after this, I will show it to you, right? But I have answers for all the set in one slide pasted. Okay, so I'm not going to change the slide. Otherwise, it will ruin the answers for other sets also. Okay, so I'm orally speaking out. C into 2, then C greater than D, A into C, D into D, I plus 1, and I greater than 10. So this is how we are having 6 elements in the kill set. I hope all of you have got that. Fine. Okay. Any questions for kill of B1? If not, I'm now going to discuss kill of B2. Okay. So if you have found the answer for kill of B2, right, then let's give everybody 2 or 1 more minute, okay, to see you are getting that or not. Okay. So in B2, whatever assignment has been made, okay, just look at those variables. Okay, just keep those symbols in mind, right, and then check. So if you have the set for kill of B2 ready, okay, now I think it would be good time to type it down in the chat if you have the answer, right? Okay, A into C. Saloni, but we don't have any A plus C. Okay, where did you see A plus C? Oh yeah, right. A into C, one element is correct. Okay, do you think there can be any other element in the set? Uh, Other students, what do you think? Okay, you are saying no, right? But what about the second condition? You have to have the elements that evaluated in that block which have an operand assigned to into that block itself. Okay, so what does that mean? Based on first condition, okay, you have one element, agreed. But what about the second condition that also you can use to put an element into kill set? Do you see any such assignment? No, no, assignment. See, there is an assignment made for C into 2 that is assigned back to C. Yes, right. No, no, no. That not in B1 Chetan. Okay. Assignment if it is done in other block that we will not consider. Okay. Here we are talking for second condition. We are talking about that block I itself, not other block. Okay. See, other blocks we are considering for first condition. Okay. So very good that you said this so that I can give an emphasis, right? So it's good that you made this mistake, okay, so that it won't be repeated for any of the students. Okay, very good for that. So first condition will apply for other blocks. We have to look for other blocks to check for that condition. And second condition, we have to look into that block itself, block I. Okay. So C into 2 assigned to C. Okay. That satisfies this second condition if you look at it properly. And that is why C into 2 will be part of my kill set of B2. Getting this? Everybody. Any questions for that? Yes. Okay, let me repeat. See, let me read the second condition, okay, and all of you read with me, right? So, kill is a set of all expressions that are evaluated in block I. So, we are talking about block B2. So, let us focus on block B2. So, those are subsequently have an operand assigned to in that block, okay. So, are we having any operand of that expression which is assigned to in that block? Right? It is C, right? So that is why C into 2 will be put inside the kill of B2. Okay? Yes, right. So in this whole example, this B1 and B2 are the trickiest of all. Okay, others are very easy as that we are having very less assignments. Okay, in other blocks. Okay, so I think that will be quite easy. But I hope everybody is clear with this B1 B2 thing. Okay. Fine. Because when I did this for the first time, okay, I found it quite tricky. Okay, so it is okay to feel that, oh, what is this, right? If you feel overwhelmed, it's fine. If you don't, then it is excellent. Okay, let's discuss skill of B3. In B3, we have an assignment made to G of I. Okay, so are we having G in any of the expressions? No, right? So kill of B3 will be 5. Now, in B4, there is an assignment made to G. So let us again, same situation. Is G used in any of the expressions? No. So kill of B4, okay, will be 5. Right? Empty set. Kill of B5. Now in B5, okay, uh, what do you think will be the element? Will it be empty or will it have an element? If you think empty, type empty. If you think there will be an element, tell me which element. Yes, super. Okay, I plus 1, correct. That will be the element. I is being assigned. Okay, Prutha, you have identified that correctly. And the element that goes into the set is I plus 1, which Jinal and Hannah has said. Okay, so perfect. Right. So it will have only one element. Right. Getting this, everybody. And now kill of exit will have again no elements in the set. It will be a 5. Okay. So kill of entry and exit we are just putting for the sake of completion of the whole of kill sets, right? Otherwise they are not going to have any elements. It will be 5. Okay. Okay. See, if g of I is used as an expression in block B4, then do we have to write it in kill of B3? See, we have not used it in the expression, we have assigned value to that. Okay, if it is used in an expression, it means it has to be on the right hand side, right? If it is on the left, then we are not concerned. Okay, then it is not considered as an expression. Right? Expression is always what we evaluate on the left. Yes, but say suppose it if it had been something like that, right? So if it had been g of I is used, okay, then it would have been a different scenario, but it is not so in this example. Okay, fine. So let me show you all the answers as we have discussed. So this is the field set for all basic blocks. Okay, as we have just discussed, okay, same answer for reference I have put into one slide. Okay. I hope everybody is following this, right? And at this stage, I'd like to mention that in the textbook, right, there is a small printing mistake. So if at all you are having a copy of it, right, then kill of B5 is showing 5, but actually the answer is I plus 1, as I have put it into the slide and as also we have found with our solution. Okay, because later in the example they are using that value, right, but there seems to be some printing mistake. So if you are looking at the copy of it, okay, just ignore what is given in the book for that value. Fine. So this is our skill set for all the basic blocks. Now, now we will learn, okay, how to develop or how to find the two sets, okay, very important for global common sub-expression elimination, okay, is inset and outset, okay. Now, what are the inset and what are the outsets? Okay, that we are trying to understand. Okay. In will contain those expressions which are available on entry to the block. Right. So, whenever you enter the block, which expressions are available, that you have to put in the inset. And what expressions are available on exit, that you have to put in the outset. Okay. So, if you try to formally define it, okay, as it is given in the book, okay, so I have the definition to discuss, right? An expression is available on entry to a block I if it is available at the exits of all predecessor blocks, right? So if predecessor is having them at their exit, only then it will be available on entry to a block, right? Matter of fact, right? So I hope that idea is clear, right? So we have to consider all the predecessor blocks, okay, so that we are able to decide that whether an expression is available on entry, and so it is the path combining operator, okay, which we will do it by set interaction, intersection, okay. So if it is part of the intersection of the set, okay, for all the exit of predecessor block, then we will say that certain thing or certain expression is available at entry or on entry. Now, when can you say that the expression is available at exit? Okay, if it is either evaluated in that block, right, and is not subsequently killed in it, or it is available on entry to the block and it is not killed. So when something is available on entry, that also we will consider that it goes to exit. If it is evaluated in that block, then also we will consider that it is available at exit, provided that it is not getting killed. If it is getting killed, then you don't consider it as being available at exit, right? So now you realize that this eval and exit, eval and kill sets are going to be useful in computing this in and out. Okay, so we will see a set operation. Okay, that will help us generate this in set and out set. Okay, so okay, so let me just show you this iterative algorithm that we are going to use, right? This algorithm has been described in an NPTEL lecture by Srikant sir. Okay, it is an excellent source for learning this topic, right? So I have taken this algorithm from there, right? Because I could not find proper steps described in the book. So we will be following this algorithm for our example, right? Because step by step, if you follow this algorithm, it will be very easy for us, right? Now, what we are doing in this algorithm that I'm going to show you in brief, right? We will discuss this algorithm today, right? And next time we will actually use it in our example, okay, for the flow graph that we have currently found eval and kill set, right? So again, I will revise this algorithm at that time, okay? So if you are having any questions, we can sort it out at that time, right? So now what we want to do is that we want to go for inset and outset. Okay, so let's see that first let us talk about the outset. Okay, So outset is you union for a union of all eval, okay, that we will find, right? So what we will do, eval set for all the basic blocks, okay, we are having ready with us, correct? So let's take a union of all those sets, right? All that 6 7 sets we are having, we will take a union, and union will give us all these elements. So in your notebooks, if you have calculated eval, okay, you can verify that its union will be the set that you see on this slide, right? So that will be our U, capital U, minus kill for a particular block, okay? Kill for a particular block, okay, when you take a division, sorry, we take a difference, not division, sorry, we take a difference of U and the kill set, okay, the union of all eval, and we take a difference with kill, right? Then we get an outset for that particular basic block, fine. And the inset for a particular basic block will be an intersection of outset for all the predecessors of I. Okay, so we must have a knowledge of what are the predecessors of I. Okay, and whatever is present in outset of those predecessors, right? We will take an intersection, okay, of those outset, and that set, whatever we get, will be the inset for that block. So these data flow equations will satisfy this definition that we have discussed. So the definition, theoretically, whatever we have discussed, we have now put into set theory notation. Right. Now, let us just see, okay, not discuss, right? Because if I discuss, then I'll end up taking your break, okay, which I rarely do for any batch. So, if this equation is clear, right, and these definitions are clear, okay, let me just show you this iterative algorithm that you can use for computing the available expression. Okay, so give yourself 1 or 2 minutes, okay, just look at this slide, right? And in the document that I will share with you for, again, okay, for today's lecture, right? I will put this slide also, right? So if at all you have some time before my next lecture, okay, I would just ask you to read this algorithm, okay? Even if you do not understand it, okay, just read it once or twice, right? Then it will be very easy for you to understand when I explain it to you in the class. Okay, so that's just a request. So if possible, just read this algorithm before my lecture next week. Okay, so apart from this, right, if you have any questions so far, you can ask me, right? Because discussing the algorithm will at least take me 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, so I am not going to discuss it now. If you have any questions, please ask. Okay, otherwise, we are concluding the lecture session here. Okay, so I'm stopping presentation. Okay, if you want to take a screenshot of this one, then you can do it, right? I will share the slide, but it may take a day, maybe, right? So if possible, take a screenshot, okay, and read this algorithm before my next lecture, right? Once. It would be good for everyone. Fine. So I'm stopping the presentation here, right? I hope you have taken the screenshot, right? And now you can go for your break. Okay. Have a nice day, all.